This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 186. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
I feel extremely unprepared for this episode.
Same here.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
You get what you pay for.
So, alright. You, AJ.
Speaking of getting what I pay for. Yeah.
You went to Weezer concert a couple weeks back.
Sure did, for my birthday.
Yeah.
Just 11 days ago.
So, I had a question about Weezer.
I have an answer.
I like Weezer.
Uh-huh.
Never seen them live, except on like TV and stuff.
I've seen them twice now.
So I was watching Jimmy Kimmel on YouTube, and they had a clip of Weezer playing Africa.
Yeah.
And now
Toto song.
Yeah. Now on the stage, there's a big outdoor venue, you know, all kinds of people there. And on the stage, Rivers, while he was singing, he was reading the lyrics off a laptop on a stool.
Really?
Yeah. So I was curious if he did that when you saw him.
He did not. And like I was seriously maybe about like 5 feet away from him. So
Really?
I would have seen a laptop or something. I think that might have been like his first time because like they've since sung it like tons and tons of times, right?
Well, it wasn't that long ago. It was only like a couple, 2 or 3 weeks.
It's weird because I mean it's a decent song, but I feel like they're making it into something bigger than what it is. That they're just like they're covering, you know, Toto. So I don't know. And now it's kind of funny because Toto actually covered them doing Hash Pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're kind of going back and forth.
Well, because I was watching that and it was so odd because he never looked at the people, looked at the audience. He was focusing right on the laptop and reading the lyrics off.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I've heard that he does have, like, social anxiety.
Mm-hmm. And that's
So
true
maybe-
because, like, that's how they originally got the name Weezer to begin with because he had kind of this speech impediment and would wheeze, like, in school. And he said that he wanted to be, like, a band, you know, wanted to start a band. And he was kind of, like, shunned or mocked and said, like, no, you'll never do that because, you know, he kind of has a speech impediment. And so he's like, well, screw you. The name of the band's going to be Weezer. So
It is odd that if you do have that sort of social anxiety or you don't like crowds or anything, why would you
pick something that, like,
form a band?
Yeah.
You know?
To overcome that fear.
It's like those celebrities that get so annoyed about being famous. Like, you know, people
like,
always coming up to them all the time. I'm like, well, why did you become an actor or an actress if you
because I don't
knew
think
that was a
they think
possibility?
I don't think they thought it was going to be to that degree, you know.
That's true.
Or they were ill prepared.
Like, I'm sure that most bands start because the people in them are ostracized and they have a small group of friends and they're like, hey, let's start a band, and they're playing in the garage, and then they make it big, and
In the
there's still
garage.
those socially awkward weirdos that just like playing music with each other, but now they're famous.
Yeah.
But no, this was a fantastic one. They even like had one song where he's out there. He hopped on top of this like boat thing and like paddled out into the crowd as he like crowd surfing. It was pretty trippy. It was pretty cool looking.
All right. And maybe part of it was because they were on television. And maybe he was just a little nervous about being on TV. And
After he's been doing it for so many years, I mean, they released so many CDs. And they, like, it was kind of crazy because they just went through, like, Pinkerton, Blue, Red, Make Believe. I mean, they were all over the place as far as which songs they were gonna play.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Weezer song?
Favorite Weezer song?
Mine personally is probably going to be like El Scorcho. It's like off there first.
That's an old.
That's
an
a
old song.
throwback. Yeah.
No, I really like Weezer. They're one of my favorite bands.
Island in the Sun.
Yeah, I like those.
Hills,
I liked the
Blue and Green.
I like those albums, but they're one of their newer albums that came out a couple of years ago.
Pork and Beans. With
Yeah, that song or not? I mean, that album that had that song on it.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked that album in particular. Listened to it a lot.
They've just been around for like a long time. Although it was kind of weird because like there's a lot of kids in there. It kind of spanned. There was a couple of people like older, younger. Like they were all over the place as far as like age goes, just because they've been around for so long.
See, I mean, I don't like going to concerts.
Yeah,
I don't think it's all that enjoyable. But I would like to go and see Weezer live. I like to see them. I'd like to see Foo Fighters live.
Mm-hmm.
The
Beatles.
Can't really do that anymore.
No.
I could see Paul McCartney live.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
I know,
Yeah.
I was thinking as far as bands that you'd like to see. Any other ones that you guys haven't seen that you'd like to see? They were like one of the... Well, actually, Green Day was the last one that I needed to see as far as like bands that
Green
I really
Day.
wanted to see.
Yeah, that was one
That was a great show. My Chemical Romance, that was really good. Panic at the Disco.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like going to a concert like that, I'd just get annoyed with people.
Well, just don't go in the pit. Like,
well, that's true.
You get a seat, kind of sit back.
That's true.
Although I still, my social anxiety is probably crowd surfing. But I want to do it once. That's the plan at least. Although I feel like, I don't know, putting that much trust in people. I don't mind the whole groping part.
I encourage it. I encourage groping.
Just wear like basketball shorts. And
just before you jump out there, just tell everybody. I encourage groping, just FYI.
You need a t-shirt that says like, it's okay, like, you know, put your hands on me or something. I don't know. Although I have seen a couple of people, like, it gets pretty hot, especially, like, with the Vans Warped Tour, that's, like, 110 degrees.
Okay, temperature-wise.
Okay.
We were talking about something else. We were just talking about groping, and you're like, it gets pretty hot.
Your clothes comes off, you know, like, big orgies going on. It's crazy. No, okay, but it gets really hot that some people I've actually seen passed out, so then they had to, like, carry them and usher them out to get to...
Yes, that's no fun for me.
Yeah, Troy blacks out, or he screams really high pitched because he sees like Weezer finally on stage. Pat blacks out. And they just have to carry him out, so he really doesn't. He misses the whole concert.
Yeah, I just don't get. I don't get
the
concerts. Honestly, yeah. I mean, I've been to some. Mm-hmm. And
Britney Spears?
No.
Taylor Swift?
No.
Come on, some good old Tay-Tay?
No, the concerts I've been to Weird Al. I've been to Neil Diamond. Neil Diamond,
what?
I've actually seen maybe 6 times.
Really?
Yes.
You're like, in fact, I'm wearing a t-shirt of him right now.
That was my first concert I ever went to was Neil Diamond. Because my mom was such a big fan, and the guy she was seeing was a big fan. So they took us, yeah. Like, I saw his Christmas concert like 3 years in a row.
Dang.
Yeah.
It was like became a tradition?
For a while, yeah.
Huh. What about you, Colton? Concerts, yeah or nay?
I feel like we have a spectrum here.
Yeah.
Because you really love music and concerts, AJ.
Yeah.
And Troy, you really love music, concerts, or so-so.
Yeah.
I don't like music at all. I don't have any sort of love for music. I will listen to silence before I listen to music most of the time.
Well, no,
mostly because I don't like what's on the radio, and
Yeah.
I don't like paying for music, and I don't like going through the time to Blackbeard music.
Spotify? Just throw that on?
That's considered paying for it in my eyes.
You just turn it on. It's free.
The only...
Listen to 30 minutes or a commercial to get 30 minutes free.
Now, the only... I understand where you're coming from because I don't really listen to, like, really modern music. Like I won't go out and buy like a new album. Like not that everybody really does that anymore. Anyway,
A new tape. You know?
yeah, I won't rush out and buy the new Kids cassette.
Yeah.
But like the only music I listen to when I want to, like I get on Spotify and they're the bands I said. I listen to the Beatles, or I listen to Foo Fighters, or I listen to Weezer. You know, songs that I know, songs that I like, that I grew up with, stuff like that. I don't like modern music.
I'm the same way. I have like a Spotify album for all the songs that I listened to when I was in junior high, and every now and then I'll get the urge and I'll listen to it, and then I'll get bored. And I think it mostly stems from the fact that in the last years I've been like listening to audiobooks and podcasts, and there's things that I want to fill my mind with that will like help me learn and grow. And not that music is bad or anything.
Wow.
But it's
that's
just
the takeaway that I'm getting from this.
I
whole
feel
thing.
like listening to the same songs I listened to for 10 years hasn't helped me, like, that doesn't help me
like
grow and get smarter.
You don't like hearing something new and that like gets you pumped, or you like
No,
really?
I don't like new music. It's too repetitive.
Yeah. Like if a new band comes out with like their single, like a hit, I'll listen to that, but I don't rush out and get the album.
Yeah, no.
Like it's really, really rare that I'll do that. Like last time I ever did that was like, I think I did that with a Coldplay CD.
I really thought that you were gonna say, I don't know, Chumbawamba or something.
Yeah. Tub thumping.
Yeah.
I don't know
ran out there and got it.
I don't know how you guys feel about this band in particular, but I do like everything that like Imagine Dragons puts out because it all sounds unique.
Yeah.
And each
kinda
song
mixes
is
it up.
completely different.
They were just here for the Love Loud Festival.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I like Imagine Dragons, and I like their singles. I like their hits,
But you're not going to buy their album.
No, I'm not going to go and listen to the rest of their stuff. Like, to some people, music is almost like a religion to them. Mm-hmm. It's like they listen to everything.
Amen.
Yeah, everything that comes out, and they sit there and listen to an album. And it's like a religious experience to them.
So I wouldn't go out of that. Like, I'll go ahead and if I find an artist, or I'll be listening to Spotify and hear something new, and then I'll put in Spotify like their stuff to listen to it to see if I actually like it, and then from that I'll find like other ones, and I don't know. That's how I found some of my favorite like new bands that I'll listen to.
All right,
there you go.
All right, well,
that we're divided on.
This has been Music Chat with World War G.
NPR.
So let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get to our Geek News of the Week news right after this.
Are you feeling nostalgic about your music listening needs?
Do you like the tonal quality that only a record can provide?
Then go check out Lavender Vinyl, located at 123 25th Street, Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, go talk to Kylie or Blake. They have a large selection of new and used records. They will also buy your old records, maybe the ones that are just sitting up there in the attic, gathering dust. And if you can't find anything, they'll be more than happy to pre-order it for you. Now, you can always find them at lavendervinyl@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, lavendervinyl.com, or give them a call on the phone, like a normal person, at 385-240-0336.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back.
Did you miss us?
I bet you did.
Oh, they can't answer.
But they're thinking it. I know
that's
they are.
true.
I miss them when we're sucked into that void that happens when we go to commercial.
We just automatically turn off and just kind of like sit there and just like, you know, our heads droop to the side, like our eyes close, and just
it's like a Disney.
down.
It's like a Disney animatronic when the park's not running. We're just.
I'd bring my Switch in, but I don't want you guys to get all offended. Like, oh, you really?
He doesn't want to talk.
It's better
to
than
us.
talking to us.
Yeah.
Well, you know, our brain-stimulating conversations that we have between commercials.
Oh, these are fantastic conversations.
Well, we have to save our brain cells for when we're recording.
Sometimes that's bad. No, I don't mind talking like afterwards, but then I'm like thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, that was really good. We should have talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah. All right. So, Daredevil Season 3, Netflix,
Yes.
confirmed for 2018 premiere date. It will debut, Netflix will debut the third season of Daredevil before the end of 2018.
Netflix has only encouraged my binging. Just because by dropping the whole season.
Yeah.
Those
And honestly,
freaking
at this point,
bastards.
Daredevil is really the only one I'm kind of interested in.
Same here.
Yeah. Like, I never finished Iron Fist. I never finished Luke Cage Season 2. You know,
Jessica Jones?
I did finish Jessica Jones.
Well, wait, okay,
Season
so
2.
you watched Season 2 first, and then you went back and watched Season 1, right?
Of Jessica Jones?
Uh-huh.
No.
I thought you
finished-
kind of like, I thought you'd...
No, I finished Jessica Jones Season 1 when it first came out.
Yeah.
Then, yeah.
I didn't.
Defenders?
I didn't do the Defenders. I'll
You
probably
didn't do
watch
them?
this one. I watched season 1 and 2 of Daredevil. As long as it doesn't tie into the stuff that happened in the other shows, then I think I'll be okay. It probably will, but
Oh, for sure.
I'm sure characters will come over
Yeah.
every now and then. But
I think the reason I like it is because it's the most superhero-ish of the series.
Mm-hmm.
and like, there's no powers either.
yeah.
Like he's the only one that actually doesn't have any sort of magic. He's just
Well, he can see the world on fire. You know, a couple... And,
Yeah, I mean, he does have heightened senses, but other than that...
yeah, he's more Batman-esque.
Yeah.
A blind Batman. A poor
an
man's
actual
Batman.
Batman
Say what?
because he's blind. Bats are blind.
He's out there just like...
Just chirping.
like, trying to figure it out. Where they're at. That'd be hilarious.
Bad guy just watching him like, all right, dude, what is wrong with you?
That's how he frightens his enemies.
Yes. That's
The real Batman.
It reminds me of the College Humor videos with the Bad Man. Did you ever watch those? Mm-hmm. With when he's like trying to get his voice. Mm-hmm. Like, where are the drugs going? It's high pitched like a bat.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Stan Lee, no longer performing. Speaking of, I don't know. I don't know.
Don't say
There's
Batman.
No segue.
Don't say Batman.
There's no segue there.
Superheroes?
Yeah, no.
Superheroes, there
Okay.
you go. And
Stan
being
Lee
old and
no
general.
longer to perform in public autographs, and do signatures at all.
I'm not surprised.
He's saving all of his energy for the Marvel movies.
Or for when he just
So he can make
dies.
cameos.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Now,
You're just waiting for it, aren't you? You're like, he hasn't died yet?
I'm surprised, frankly, that he hasn't.
I bet you they'll still do cameos in movies after he dies, though.
You think?
He's probably
Like
done
they
a couple
do
more.
with Star Wars. You know how they did the CGI for
Oh,
people?
that's true.
No, I don't know if they would. I think that'd be like almost way disrespectful, or like fans would be like so upset about that.
What if they just got a guy named Stanley and had him do it?
Yeah. It's gonna be nice. However they do it, they're gonna have to do like pay homage to him. You know.
They might have like a picture in the background or some. I don't know. But I won't be upset when his cameos finally stop. Frankly,
Because it does seem a little shoehorned,
it does.
and it takes you out of the movie a lot of the times.
It does,
You'll
for
be
sure.
going along, and then all of a sudden you're just like, oh yeah.
It comes to a screeching halt.
It would be different if there were other parts in the movie where extras or like C-level characters or D-level characters like interjected what they say.
Yeah,
But since it's always just Stan Lee,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and what they usually have him do is they usually film like 5 or 6 or 7 at a time.
Uh-huh.
So you have years of Stan Lee cameos probably coming.
They could make a whole... Oh, they should make a whole video with all of his
I'm
cameos.
pretty sure they have.
They probably
I think
have
it's
enough-
on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, but I'm not surprised. I mean, I saw Stan Lee
In person?
in person.
At Comic-Con.
Hmm.
He said he was looking pretty rough, right?
Yes. Yeah,
And then he was like...
he's-
His
yeah.
second day, he was supposed to be there. He got sick.
Yep.
So we pretty much killed him.
Yeah, I mean he's half. He's half blind, if not completely
I
blind.
thought you were
at
going to
this
say
point.
half animatronic or
Yeah.
robot. Like...
He's half crazy. Yeah, so I'm
He
not
kinda
surprised
rambles
at all.
a little bit as far as like when they were trying to do an interview with him and talk to him. He just kind of had a couple of like funny stories, and then it was kind of, man, this is bad, like talking ill of Stan Lee, but it was kind of funny because the first person that asked for a hug, he's just like, he leaned over to the other person, he's like, is she hot? Like, yeah.
Well, you
It's
know.
just the old men in Hollywood.
Yep.
Yeah. A different time, huh?
Well, he did play Hugh Hefner in Iron Man.
An Iron Man. That's right, he did. All right. Speaking of Iron Man and Jon Favreau, there you go.
Yeah,
Sweet.
There's a
excellent
segue for you.
I think we should stop saying segue, though, because
It does
it
kind
makes
of
it
ruin
seem
it.
less subtle.
Yeah.
It's like explaining a joke.
It's our cameo. Stan Lee cameo.
Take a drink every time we say segue. Jon Favreau's Star Wars series has a $100 million budget.
Jeez.
So, if you didn't know, Jon Favreau, director of Iron Man and The Jungle Book, is currently hard at work, executive producing and writing a live-action Star Wars TV series for Lucasfilm and Disney's new direct-to-consumer streaming service. This will be, let's see, we'll have a combined budget of $100 million, making each episode roughly $10 million a piece.
That's almost like Game of Thrones money. I mean, when they first started out, now they're like up to $12 million an episode.
Yeah.
So what they need to do with this is the only CGI that they should have in this TV show is the lightsabers. That's
Right.
it. Everything else should be animatronics and practical effects.
Right.
Because that's what makes Star Wars work.
True.
And that's what the newer ones have been doing.
It still seems grounded enough that it's believable.
Yeah, exactly.
You mean the Disney Wars? That's not real Star Wars. They're Disney Wars. Yeah, I saw that comment today, as a matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, compared to Disney Wars, the prequels were masterpieces. I'm like, now you're just being stupid.
Yeah. All right, calm down, dude. Calm down.
That's the kind of person just like, oh, I hate anything popular.
Mm-hmm. Like Troy.
Hey.
You're like, there's some truth to that. Ruby Rose to play lesbian superhero Batwoman for the CW. Ruby, right? I can't help,
Yeah.
like, whenever I say her name, like, that's automatically what I think of. I like the casting choice, and I think it's going to be pretty awesome, and I don't know, I don't think it's going to really take away from anything by her being a lesbian.
People are upset.
Really? Oh, I'm
Yep.
sure of it.
Which is dumb because Batwoman is a Caucasian lesbian woman being played by a Caucasian lesbian woman. And
Oh.
people are upset because it's not the right Caucasian lesbian woman.
Okay, maybe you guys should fill me in because I feel like I'm missing something. Who is Ruby Rose?
She's her best well known for Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. Yes.
This gal
Oh,
right
that
there.
must have been the season I stopped watching.
Yeah, she kind of hit the scene just recently.
Oh, I watched the first few episodes of that season, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was kind of a pretty intricate character, like for quite a while. And she's so dang smoking hot.
Well,
Yeah,
she's not interested in
Yeah.
you, AJ. Sorry.
she ain't interested in any of the
Hey,
equipment you're playing with.
I would go with lesbian. I pretty much am a lesbian. You know, I like girls too. That we have that in common. There's already like, you know,
Yeah.
a grounds for being like friends.
No, Ruby, look, we both like women. See, it's fine.
Come on, lesbi friends.
But yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm getting so sick and tired of these stories.
Especially
I
when
mean-
they actually got somebody like to fit the character
Yeah.
that works.
She deleted her Twitter because she was getting hate comments. I mean, it's like, what the heck do people want?
Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah. You can't. It's like if a movie doesn't have a diverse cast, people get upset. If it's too diverse, a la Star Wars, people get upset.
You want to know why they're freaking out about this? It's the people that are neckbeards are the ones that are freaking out about this, and they don't want someone to play the character that they know is only interested in women and not them, the neckbeards. And so they're like, I can't fantasize about this because there's no way it would happen because she's into girls.
Right.
I'm perfectly fine with her being into girls.
Yeah, doesn't hurt my fantasies any.
Yeah. Mine are all intact.
Mine are untarnished. No, but it's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It is dumb.
I want a movie just to see if it's like even possible that nobody had any complaints with.
Yeah.
But for that to happen, you would have to almost go back to an earlier time when people were less PC.
And I think people still did complain. It's just they didn't have a platform to do it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They complained to like their family and friends, but now that they have like social media, now all the idiots can come together in one little place.
Yeah.
And but hey, you get to find out which of your Facebook friends are racist and sexist, and so it's easy to weed them out.
Yeah.
Believe me, I've dropped quite a few people.
Colton, you didn't make the cut. I'm sorry, dude.
I've made the cut. Oh, yeah? Who found out that he is done recording the audiobook? You didn't know. I knew because I'm his friend. Troy deleted AJ.
You did? What the heck?
No, I didn't.
That is rude.
I didn't delete you.
Oh, man.
No, but...
Block deleted. Right there.
But Colton is the only family member, and Emily, that I'm still friends with on Facebook. Everybody else I unfriended.
Because they didn't like your political
They did not
views?
like, nope.
No?
I kept getting in political fights with my fairly conservative family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
I think, let's see, as far as family members go, only, Logan. I think, only friends with. Yeah.
All right. Let's take another break. And then we come back. We got Negan. We got Kardashians and
The
Simpsons
KKK.
and Nazis.
Oh.
So, hey, stay tuned for all that fun stuff right after this. On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people, readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
Because I want to be, I don't want to just be like, this is what I believe. And then if they say something that I don't agree with, then I'm like, I'm already in the party. This is what this is what I'm associated with.
You're a free agent.
Yeah, pretty much. Come on, somebody recruit me. I'm taking bribes, as we speak.
I'll recruit you over to my side.
Well, okay, I feel like a lot of, when you're talking about these things, I completely agree. When it comes to, abortion, I'm like, all right, do whatever you want. It's your body, kind of a deal. It's just more, I think, money that I'm more conservative. But that's because that's who, I'm a thrifty person. Yeah. I'll be honest.
Says the guy who has one of the biggest movie collections.
Okay, I have vices, certain vices, and video games.
Yeah. Yep.
Those are my two weaknesses. Although I've actually stopped and gone more digital movies now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well,
makes sense.
I don't have the room.
Yeah. And we're back.
Well, now everybody knows our political views here.
No, I didn't catch all of that. I just caught the very tail end.
That's a joke that Troy likes to play on AJ sometimes.
I do.
He'll hit.
Because I can't see it. You can see it.
I can see it. And then I'm like, okay.
So now you're tentatively, you're just like, what don't I want to say that I don't want Emily to hear? We're going to catch you one of these times and then just use it against you. All those things that you say about her, when we're not recording.
Like, my wife is so beautiful.
Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So,
The Walking Dead.
Negan
Yes.
to join the fight in Tekken 7. A recent trailer for Tekken 7 released by Bandai Namco Entertainment America reveals that The Walking Dead's Negan will be coming to the game as a playable character. Of course, he'll be wielding his trusty barbed wire baseball bat, Lucille. Negan will come as part of Tekken 7 Season 2 DLC Pass.
I'm perfectly cool with that, and that's fine. It just seems like there's a lot of characters that don't have all that cool of, I don't know, he's just got like a baseball bat and a gun.
Like he doesn't have any abilities or anything.
That's true. And not superheroes. Video games have been doing this type of thing for a while now.
With like Hellboy coming over to Injustice.
And Ninja Turtles as well.
Well, and then there's Shazam too. Like when he's not in his Shazam form, he's a kid fighting superheroes.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
A little kid actually like having a chance.
Yeah. Like landing punches on Batman? No way.
I even think like back in the day, I'm trying to remember the games, but it was fighting games, and they throw in sometimes certain other characters from other
way
different
out of place
genres.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it seems more like they're doing it more frequently, and that's just because, like comic books, you know how we've already talked about this like plenty of times, where comic books are being moving the direction of movies.
Yeah.
Right? So that they like coincide with them, and there's a new character that was dropped in this movie. Now we need to do like a series about him or include him into into the comic books. They're doing the same thing when it comes to video games. They're being influenced by like television and movies and introducing these characters because they're popular and they know that they're going to get like a lot of people. Although I think that they're a little too late. Perhaps like with the first introduction, like when they first introduced Negan and he killed Glenn.
Yeah,
that's when you drop him into a video game.
I don't think that this is going to influence sales at all. It's like, I'm going to buy this game because Negan's in it. No way.
The Walking Dead's kind of on the decline as it is.
I mean, when Injustice 2 introduced Ninja Turtles, I knew I was going to buy that as soon as it dropped. Like 100%, I was going to buy that bundle. But I mean, who wants to play as Negan at this point?
I'm trying to think of any other like television characters that I would like that I haven't seen in video games already that I would like to see.
Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah,
Michael Keaton from The Founder.
Bazinga.
Throwing Big Macs at people.
See, that would be funny if they had a video game that did that. That threw in people like Michael Keaton or like.
Did they have like no? They had the celebrity clay death matches.
Yeah, Celebrity Deathmatch.
Yeah,
that was a good show.
That was a good show,
right?
I need to bring that back.
Let's get it on.
I know, but I'm thinking that they do that.
But for a video game?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, a claymation video game would be awesome.
They had those back in...
I think they did have those.
Super Nintendo times.
The Sega, I know they did. There was this one... I can't even think of the name of the game, but you played... One of the characters that you played as was kind of this hick guy, and he would grab this chicken, and he'd throw it at you, and he'd like, go get her, Cluck, get him. Like, it was hilarious.
Yeah, there was a fighting game, I think that had Earthworm Jim in it, and it was claymation type of animation. Yeah. I'll have to find it because I now have a Super Nintendo.
Woohoo! Yes.
And the game is only $400.
Probably. No, we were at Entertainment yesterday because I got the Super Nintendo. It needed a power cord. So we're like, well, let's stop at Entertainment. They'll have one, which they did. They're like, well, let's see if we can find some games.
Right.
So we're looking at the Super Nintendo games, and they have, like, the non-popular ones that are, like, out of the glass case and
nobody
stuff.
cares about.
Yeah. They're, like, $5 or $7. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. And then the guy said, well, our more popular games are over here in this case. They're a bit more expensive.
Yeah.
So we go and look, and there's like Final Fantasy 2 for like $60.
Seriously? That's like what you play for like a brand new game these days.
Exactly. They had like the gold Nintendo Zelda game in there for like $40.
And the crazy thing is, it's not like the creators of that video game are receiving any of that money.
No. They're probably dead.
It's pure entertainment.
Yeah.
And so you can get mad at them for pricing it that way. Brand new games? No way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that they're probably just going with like what the market is because you look online, you try to buy it like on
retro
Amazon
games are
or
big
eBay.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so I get why they're doing it,
Right.
but at the
just
same
kinda
time,
sucks.
it's like,
Yeah.
Doesn't
Really?
make it any less stupid.
yeah,
Although, okay, one thing that's kind of always bugged me is just the Mario games. No matter, I mean, you wait for a lot of these other games to go down to like $20 or $10.
They never
and then,
do.
No, Smash Brothers is still like $50.
yeah.
Like,
it's
it doesn't matter
ridiculous.
which one you're playing. They're all going to stay the same. Speaking of lots of money, new study says that watching the Kardashians actually makes you a worse person. I know this is kind of like a little bit different than like normal topics that we talk about, but I just thought it was pretty dang funny that
You hear that, Ashton? If she's listening, she watches the Kardashians.
Okay, we should do an experiment. AJ, start watching the Kardashians, and
see
we'll
how
just
we'll-
judge your character
Okay.
as.
I mean,
as
you
we
already
progress.
do that, so I might as well like get paid to do it. Wait, what?
And now because I was recording earlier, other people are doing that too
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, right?
He hasn't already started watching the Kardashians.
I don't think I could ever watch the
I
Kardashians
couldn't.
because
There's no way.
they just bug the heck out of me, and I hate all this fake drama stuff. I even hate it, and I'd watch is it Pawn Stars and some of those other TV shows?
Yeah.
That then they started adding in, or what's the one with is it that the one with the grandpa guy that passed away recently?
Yeah, Pawn Stars, yeah.
Okay. I hated all the extra added drama that they would throw into it just to kind of make it funny or more of a show.
Yeah. No, it was ridiculous. It was so, some of those things are so scripted.
Right.
It's like I was getting a couple of shots Friday. Now, so I was sitting there. No. Medical shots.
Oh, okay.
Because of my job. And so I was sitting there at Ogden Regional. And they always have those stupid home makeover shows on.
Oh, jeez.
And they are,
HGTV.
yeah, they are so scripted.
Right.
And so, I mean, just the way that they're delivering lines, they're clearly delivering lines.
But it's crazy because
It's
like so many
ridiculous.
people eat that stuff up, like The
Yeah.
Bachelor, The Bachelorette, all these other stupid shows.
Yeah.
They just seem so scripted.
And they think, they must, I don't know, do they think it's real? I don't know.
Well, okay.
Well, the
you
reason
watched
why-
wrestling, right? And you knew it wasn't real. I'm just thinking maybe
True.
it's kind of similar to that.
But with I think there's a difference though with reality television and professional wrestling, because professional
There's
wrestling,
none.
professional wrestling, it was real people, but it was more or less like a soap opera.
And it was kind of scripted.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I mean, there was drama baked in. That was just part of the thing. Anyway,
The thing about those house shows is I don't think people are watching it for the bad acting and the scripted lines. I think they are really interested in the before and after of the house. It just takes so long to get there.
right.
And they have to throw in a lot of content
Mhm.
because
And
Yeah.
if they don't throw in that content, you can do 4 or 5 houses in one episode where like it's like this is what it was before and here's what we did. Great.
they
Yeah,
have to have a lot of filler.
Yeah, it's all filler.
yeah. And the fake drama, like of where are we gonna put the dishwasher? Or
Mhm. Or we can't take down this wall actually because it's load bearing.
yeah. Then they come back commercial and
The wall's down.
the wall's down. Oh, okay,
We just put in this beam.
cool.
That, I don't think I'd ever be on board with watching some of those shows.
No.
They just, although, okay, can you imagine if we had like a real legit TV show about like just people, normal everyday life?
No, it'd be boring.
It would.
It would be boring. I agree. It's like if someone just came in here and just filmed us recording this.
Right?
Like it'd be.
But there would be some good parts.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
then just do the highlights.
But you wouldn't be able to put those on TV.
Yeah.
All right. So
Speaking of TV,
yes, the Simpsons movie and Family Guy movie are in development. There is an article in the Wall Street Journal about 20th Century Fox amid Disney's takeover of the studio next year included an interesting nugget. Right now, Fox is in development on both a second Simpsons movie as well as a Family Guy movie that will mix both animation with live action.
I think
It's
it would be
interesting.
just kind of similar to what they've done with like SpongeBob and some of these other shows, where they throw in like one little quick cameo or something. Or
And I could see Family Guy doing. I don't think
Mhm.
Simpsons will, but I could
No.
see Family Guy doing that.
oh, for sure,
Just doing a cutaway scene to like the real world, which they've done before.
yeah. So it wouldn't seem out of place.
Yeah, they had Peter Griffin in the real world. That was pretty funny.
There is a guy that like cosplays as him,
And he looks just like
Yeah.
He
he's
does a
crazy.
legit job. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, I was just talking to Joni about this the other day. So I'm sure you've seen like the Fan X billboards around town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this, but most of the time they'll have cosplayers on it.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I know that person as I'm passing.
Have you seen
It's like-
a couple of different people that
Yeah.
have been there? Yeah.
It's like, oh, I recognize that guy. I know him.
Especially, I know they have like the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Mhm.
I've seen them on it. That'd be cool. Like that's what we need to strive for, Troy. Is to like get on one of those billboards.
Get on a billboard?
Yeah.
We need to start cosplaying, guys.
I do. I'm already
I
ahead of the
have.
game.
Yeah, ahead of
I
the
know,
curve.
but you're always covering your face.
That's true.
I prefer.
I am covering up the moneymaker. That is a problem.
Well, no, not with your Willy Wonka. Oh, I guess the glasses.
The glasses took up a lot of my face, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the hair covered a lot of it.
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they do this, the Disney logo and then Simpsons. That'll be weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
That'll seem. Oh, what they do is they have like you go up to the castle and then like you go behind the castle and then there's the Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Goes right into it.
That'd be okay. That would be actually kind of cool.
That'd be a pretty cool segue, right?
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. That Springville was behind, the castle the entire time.
No, I'm sure they're gonna start moving like Simpsons characters like over into California Adventure.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I bet they'll start popping up.
Eventually.
Yeah.
They've got to. It's too big of a franchise not to do something with it.
Then I'll have cage fights with Homer and Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
That'd be
that
great.
I would pay money for.
I'd pay money to see that.
It's like cartoon death fights again.
They need to make it like the one with Peter Griffin and the chicken.
Yeah.
is
It's
cool.
like recurring throughout the
Yeah.
seasons.
Germany lifts a total ban on Nazi symbols in video games. Thoughts?
Good for you, Germany.
Yeah.
Well done.
No. It kind of seems like
For accepting the past.
and embracing it.
I have wondered about that.
Right, because you've seen it like quite a few times, and they do such a blatantly obvious Nazi like symbol that you know what it's like they're referring to, but they just kind of like change it slightly.
So maybe it's kind of the whole thing. Well, enough time has passed that people know, yeah, that happened, and maybe I don't want to say they're moving on because that'd sound bad, but they're accepting it a bit more, if that makes sense.
It's part of their history.
It's part of their history.
Well, in the German education system, they spend a whole year on the Holocaust.
Really?
Like educating their children and saying, this was messed up. This is
Yeah.
what we did. And it's like the great shame of their country. But I don't know why they would have banned the symbolism inside the video games,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird.
I wonder if they have like Southern Germans
Right?
be like, the Nazis will rise again. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's here. My bad. My bad.
And I was trying to kind of think of something comparable to what we've experienced here in the U.S. And the closest thing that we all came up to was slavery.
Slavery. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So we just need to embrace it.
Yeah, yes. Let's do that, shall we? A
That'll go over well, right?
This is a very political episode.
little bit. Yeah. No, but
Have you seen a video game with slavery?
no.
Yeah, I think that'll.
Well, I'm
I
trying
don't
to
know,
think.
like God of War, there's slaves in God of War, isn't there?
But
Yeah.
even that was like, mythological times.
Yeah.
But I haven't
And
seen
enough
like.
time has passed since that.
Yeah, it's all right to talk about it now.
Yeah.
But and like the closest thing I think of is like. Do
There
they
was some
have anything?
Assassin's Creed
That's what I was
and Black
thinking.
Flag.
Assassin's Creed,
You had
the
to
one
free
that
some of
took
those
place
slaves.
in the American Revolution. They have any sort of slavery in that? I can't remember.
I don't I'm sure they probably did. They like you can assist them to rise above their captor or
Yeah, that's what I don't remember. I know they had
Black Flag for sure. I know.
Yeah. But that other one, I know they had maybe like plantations. I don't know.
Could you have like some
that.
sort of a Django Unchained video game?
I think you could.
I think it would work. It'd be really similar to like Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
kind
Make it
of
like
style.
like Red Dead or Assassin's Creed where you play a slave that...
Well, would you go around to these different plantations and?
This is getting into awkward territory. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but wouldn't that'd be kind of
They
fun?
kind of raise a revolution or
Yeah. And then you also have to like start building as you complete these different objectives, you build a link onto the not a link, but you build a portion of the Underground Railroad.
They're linking the chain and the Underground Railroad.
Oh, jeez. I don't know. There's potential for it, but you'd have to tread lightly.
You would.
But I think I would play that game. Like if it was done well.
Yeah, if it was made really well, yeah.
Give it to like an actual Naughty Dog. Give it to Naughty Dog.
Mhm.
They could handle it really well.
Maybe even Rockstar. Rockstar might be able to do that.
Yeah, because they would do it. Well, okay, they kind of have with GTA.
Yeah.
No, they're really good with story-driven games. I think they could do that. Although, I'm sure you could get a lot of people that were upset about it, especially when it's just like this black man fighting like a white man.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, people get upset to this day still about simple video games.
Right.
That don't have really any controversy. So,
and we talked about that one where you can be a shooter.
Yeah.
So there's games out there like that, but I might still play it.
Yeah. All right. Let's take our last break, and when we come back, we'll have something.
Yeah.
Not sure what, but we'll have something for you. So take that for a tease.
Thanks, Troy. Hi, everybody. This is Sean Ray.
And John Irons.
And we're the hosts of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. We're a show that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we talk about movies and TV and cartoons, entertainment news, and every show has a different theme.
That's right. We might discuss anything from our favorite bad movies to who would win in a fight between C-3PO and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. That was episode 41, a classic. You can download that episode and all of our other episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. We're on Podcast Addict and, of course, on our website, cosmicpotato.com.
It's special guests and movie news and geeky nerddom and nerdy geekery and lightsabers and Time Lords and Ninja Turtles all the way down. So check out Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast.
Yeah. Because Harry Potter isn't the
quintessential.
It isn't the best well-written books, to be honest. It crafted a universe and it crafted a world really well, but
well, they're written to be comprehended by people that are like 10 years old.
Right.
So it's not like incredible abstract writing or anything like that. There's not a lot of symbolism. It's just it's a good story, and the reason why it's popular is because it's understandable and it's not
relatable,
difficult.
And
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think J.K. Rowling does a good job at crafting characters that you like and that you care about and that sort of thing.
And villains as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I gonna say? I don't remember. Dang it.
Speaking of books,
and we're back.
Yeah. So I've not yet seen the Slender Man movie, but right? Have you played the video game? We played the video game.
We did. Yeah.
I've seen videos of the video game. I've never had the courage to actually play it, and I've never had something that I could play it on.
It didn't help that the one time that Troy and I did play this video game, I of course, we went over to my place and I turned off all the lights while we were playing it, and it was creepy because even the controller would start pulsing and shaking.
Yeah.
I think we got past the first or second one, right?
We got fairly far, yeah.
Because we collected all of the
notes
in the first one, and then you were in this warehouse, and there's this little creepy kid that's chasing after you. Yep. It was terrifying as all get out. But they'd recently come up with, made this movie and released it in theaters, but it's kind of controversial because there was a place over in Wisconsin that they'd gotten together and banned it from being shown in their town and from being shown, like, they're trying to get it nationwide banned, and they've got like 19,000 people to sign this petition.
It's because the movie is loosely based off of a true story, like something that actually happened, or it's not based off of that story, but because of Slender Man and who he is, something happened, and they, from what I've heard, they don't reference it at all in this movie. It's kind of implied.
They allude to it,
yeah. I don't know.
It's interesting because, like, you want to be able to see, like, I think the character is pretty fascinating, and that, like, once you actually bring him to light, then, you know, like, the whole mythos behind Slender Man, I think is kind of interesting, in even the video games, but then you got these kids that, in the name of Slender Man, you know, stabbed this girl 19 times, and she survived and got out of the woods, and, you know, yeah, those kids did jail time.
Well, here's my thing. I'm sure they're trying to ban it because they don't want stuff like that to happen again. But the thing is, the reason why stuff like that makes news is because it's so rare. Like, those kind of things don't happen.
No.
Like, most of the time, most people that play video games, kids included, can separate the fact that it's not real. It's just a game.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally you'll get that one out of, 100,000 kid that will, burn his house down because of Beavis and Butthead, which was a true story.
And because it's so rare, like you said, it makes news.
Yeah, it makes national news, and so people then use that to say, "Look how evil video games are." But how many thousands of video games are out there, and how many millions of kids are playing them where nothing ever happens?
Oh yeah,
they don't think about it in those terms.
And actually, they've proven that video games can be helpful and useful. And I know that they use a lot of the tech, like even the military uses a lot of the technology that they've gotten from the Rockstar games, from Grand Theft Auto, because those driving those vehicles are they're pretty legit. As well as even like Minecraft and stuff. I heard that they were gonna have a whole class kind of dedicated to that because for architecture, kind of a deal.
Hand-eye coordination,
Mm-hmm.
Like my coordination got better when I was playing Rock Band, playing drums on Rock Band. Like, legit, my coordination got better.
Yeah. Plus, you have millions of kids that are kind of antisocial, kind of outcast, and you get a lot. I've made quite a few friends through video games, and being able to talk to them, and it's nice to be able to get to know a person before you actually meet them or even friend them on social media.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of pros, and it's just one. I don't know. It's unfortunate that happened, but I don't think you should. Ban it entirely. No. Plus, they already had a movie with Doug Jones in it. I was watching. That was based on Slender Man. That was fantastic.
Let the movie rise and fall on its own merit.
Mm-hmm.
People in Wisconsin, if you're listening to this, video game movies don't do well.
They really don't.
And so chances are this one won't do well.
Especially if it's a horror film.
Yes.
If anything, they're trying to ban it. They're only making it more popular.
More appealing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. More appealing. I'm going to see it because... No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's true. It's a reverse psychology.
Yeah.
Oh, these people are saying that I shouldn't see it? I want to go see it.
I want to go see it.
Yeah. Yep. They did something pretty similar to that with the marketing strategy for Psycho. Right? That people were passing out in the theaters and they were having attacks, and they locked the door. After you went into the theater, they locked the doors behind them so nobody could get in or out, kind of a deal. And they played it up way big.
They did, yeah.
And it made it that much more popular.
Yep. Yeah.
Are there any other indie games or smaller games that you'd love to see make it to the big screen that you actually think might have a chance? Because, we've seen a lot of them that have just failed miserably.
Honestly, it's so hard to turn a video game into a movie that
Unless you did an animated one.
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing, yeah. But even then, Animal Crossing doesn't have much of a story behind it. Right. It's just kind of living your life.
Unless Mr. Nook, he was really something else, like a big tycoon and trying to force all these animals into slavery, and you're freeing them, by providing care packages.
Elder Scrolls, if they did it right.
Yeah.
Wow, did horrible.
Yeah.
As a WoW player, I enjoyed the movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think that most WoW players did.
Was it true to the source material?
Yeah, it was.
And even killing off the main character within the first little bit, and following somebody else.
Yeah, that's the story.
Oh man.
Yeah, they didn't do their own thing. They followed the story of Warcraft 3, which is the one before World of Warcraft.
Okay.
But
all right. Okay. Well, just really quick. So I've been recording this audiobook for a while now. I was hired to do it back on June 6th, and I just finished it Friday.
Which I haven't seen the post.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you really did or not.
And so I just thought I'd take a second, just kind of talk about my thoughts about recording this audiobook.
All right.
Because it was the first one I've ever recorded. I found this site called acx.com. I was able to upload 2 voice demos that I had created. And then you are able to, as a producer / narrator, you're able to audition for people's audiobooks.
Then if you think that you'd be a good fit, or
Yeah.
you read their material.
Yeah. And so I auditioned for 2. First one was kind of a Western, futuristic Western, something like that. Didn't get that one.
Firefly-esque.
Yeah. Didn't get that one. Then the second one I auditioned for was the one I got and the ones I've been working on.
Right.
So, what I've learned about recording this audiobook is that it's not easy to record an audiobook. It's not as easy just sitting down and reading a book out loud.
Right.
Because you can do that, but you got to think you can't make any mistakes.
You got to do the voices.
Yes.
You got to keep track of the cadence of how fast you're talking.
Yes. You can't, you have to make it entertaining. You have to basically treat it like you're performing. And that gets tiring.
And it's difficult because, then it becomes a little bit like work. And when you have to sit down, you have to be in the right frame of mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Part of the reason it took so long is because I would come home from work and just be like, I just can't.
Not today.
I can't sit there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and
because you want to bring your best. You want to bring your best. They are paying you.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure part of the issue too is you don't get to let yourself be engrossed in the story either. Do you know everything that happened in this book? Do you know the story and the plot, or was it just reading words?
There are a few chapters, honestly, where I don't remember them. I was just kind of
blacked out. Just
I'll be honest.
It just mumbles off, and then you wake up 2 hours later.
I mean, I can tell you the basic plot of the book.
Mm-hmm. But it's not the same as if you had sat down and read it.
Right.
And really absorbed it.
Yeah.
More than just, yeah, it's kind of almost grazing over the surface rather than actually getting into depth. Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a challenge because...
Is it something you'll do again?
Eventually.
Kind of burned out from it right now?
A little bit, yeah. But, I mean,
Anywhere he sees words he doesn't want to read anymore now.
I mean, I posted a video on Facebook talking about my thoughts about this, and
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm just kidding. Sorry.
Apparently, you don't see anything I post.
I saw the monkey pictures. Those were awesome.
The monkey picture? Oh, the monkeys.
The drawings.
Yeah, the drawing I drew. And so when I posted that, I said some of my thoughts about it, and I mentioned that part of the reason this was so difficult to do is because were this a professional setting, I would have gone into a recording booth at a company, been in there for 4 hours, knocked out probably a big chunk of the book, and then there would be an editor there on staff that would then go in and cut it all down, and that would be their job. I had to
do all of that.
I had to edit it myself. So not only was I recording and then performing for an hour or however long it lasted, but then I had to go back and spend another hour and a half editing the entire chapter.
Probably got pretty sick of the sound of your own voice, huh?
I did. I got really tired of the sound of my own voice.
Shut up! Stop talking!
Yeah. There were times I'd be sitting here listening to it and trying to edit, and I would fall asleep. Yeah. So it was... I mean, it was fun. It was a good experience. Like I said, I'm getting paid for it.
So you just have to do some corrections now if any come back, right? For
Yeah.
this last chapter, because he's been going along chapter after chapter, right?
Well, I sent him like several chapters at a time.
Okay.
And so yesterday he should have gone through the rest of everything, and he'll send me the corrections tonight sometime.
And you have to go back to pull up those parts and do it. Okay.
But the corrections are easy. Corrections, I can get those done real quick, so that's not a problem. But yeah, so overall, I mean, it was a good experience. It was fun.
I think it would be a lot more fun if you did have a couple other people. I like those. Some of those audiobooks are pretty cool, where they actually have like 5 or 6 people talking and doing different voices.
See, me, I don't like those.
Really?
I like just the one guy. Because to me, it starts to feel more like a
screenplay.
Yeah,
like a play.
Like a play. Yeah, like an old radio drama or something like that. And I don't know. Not a big fan.
I'm sure that they're probably not like all sitting around like doing that. You know, they just record their own parts and then they throw it together.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't mind it on some of them. I feel like it's okay if they have like a ton of different characters, and then it's nice to kind of mix it up a little bit more, just to give you more like of a difference between the characters.
Yeah.
But
and other times where it works is if you have a book like, say, Carrie Ellis's book where he was talking about working on The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
And the audiobook was him recording, but then he brought in the other stars of the movie, and they kind of recorded their thoughts. That was fine, because that was interesting.
Yeah.
They weren't like playing parts or anything like that. They were just talking about what it was like to make the movie. And so that's fine. But yeah. But hey, I have an audiobook under my belt. That'll be good for the resume.
Are you going to use like clips from that in your portfolio moving forward?
I am. Yeah.
Certain sections that you're like, that was really well done. I'm going to... Like the part where you're cussing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, dropping the F-bomb all over the place. Yeah. And once that comes out, you know, I can be able to talk about it more, but right now I can't really say much.
You have to keep it under wraps.
I do.
Well, I bet we could probably, you know, get you to do something similar to like what Tom Holland does all the time, like spoil
accidentally spoil it.
Yeah,
yeah.
Just like by talking about it, you'll just like, you know, and then like that one character dies, and but I mean,
yeah. All right. So here's where you can find all of our episodes. You can find us at worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, the Google Play Store, and at cosmicpotato.com. Just search World War G. You can go to facebook.com/World War G podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast. You can find our t-shirts and other merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/World War G. You can also email us anytime,
day or night,
at worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Remember, you can always call or text the show at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G, episode 186. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
Stay geeky, my friends. And Nazis are bad.
Yes.
Nazis and slavery are bad. If there's anything you can learn from this episode.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.